Welcome, fire signs, to your reading for November 1st through 7th. So great to have you here, Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. I'm Madelyn, and I would like to start by asking for design guidance and for an energy shield around all of us for this reading, for those watching. So begin. Okay, I would like to begin with this new deck that I have. Just came in the mail. I'm so excited about it. It is Guardian of the Night, and MJ made it. And I am so enjoying her. I've been watching some of her tarot readings, and it's just really incredible, so inspirational. The one that I watched today was exactly the message that I needed to hear. And it's such a blessing to get that kind of thing. So today we're going to be asking for blessings in our journey for the week. The first card will be the path. The second will be the obstacle that you'll be facing. So we'll put some Reiki energy into the deck and wash away any extra energies that we don't want. And mix things up a bit. So these are neat because each card has a different animal. There's probably like 3 or 4 animals to every card. She also has crows, which are on the way. I checked. I got the tracking. I had bought these a while ago, and they finally have come out, and I'm just so delighted. It's like a gift. Okay. So, fire signs. Oh, cool. So the World Major Arcana card is your path, and it has such a fiery energy to it, to the card. It's really beautiful. And then your obstacle that you'll be facing is the Ace of Wands. Okay, maybe some of you are afraid of spiders. This has a bee. My son's afraid of bees, but he loves spiders. And I know a lot of people who are afraid of spiders, but they like bees. So there's one together usually. And then underneath is the Lovers. And I love how she picked, well, okay, so the Lovers card always has an angel at the top. So she put a beautiful moth, which looks like an angel. But then who are the lovers but lobsters? And lobsters mate for life. And what's the chances of a crustacean mating for life and having that kind of love? So really, I mean, I just think it's beautiful energy. The strong blue energy. Lovers is the 6. Which chakra? Let me think. I think it's, see, base, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat. So actually the 6 is the third eye, but I was thinking, for a second I was like, oh, is it the throat chakra? But you know, I think the throat chakra there, the blue, does have a lot to do, and then the heart is the green. I think, you know, it does have a lot to do with communication in our relationships, in love. And then also you can see the kind of the heart shape with their tails, and they're holding on to this beautiful red flower. So we really have, I mean, we have the base chakra, you know, all these different kind of chakras, not in the exact order. The snakes are kind of the orange, and they're also in the shape of health. So this week, I'm thinking for you air signs, there might be some breakthroughs in your health and healing and happiness, and really bringing on a rebalancing after a hard time, and a true love connection growing. So for some of you, love will grow anew. For others, love that maybe you've had will grow and change into something even better. For others, it'll be a real balancing of yourself. Others, it will be learning how to express the things that you need and want in a loving kind of way. Those kind of things are going to be the underlying energies of the week. So let's take a look at the path, and that is this world. And it looks more like a moon with a bee, and then up above is kind of like the symbol for victory. Those beautiful fireflies and flowers all kind of vortexing in. And the traditional meaning of the world is kind of like, it's the 10, it's I think the 21 card, but it's the idea of the end of something and the beginning of something else, as the world turns. It could also be, I offer you the world. And in some ways, a bee does offer us the world. Bees are not alone. They're not solitary creatures. They remind us that working together as a hive always makes things better. Bees, and there's, oh my goodness, there's a grasshopper on the bottom. Oh, it's fascinating. I'm not sure what the grasshopper means to me yet, but grasshoppers, they just have a way of, they're there and then they aren't. So, the bee has a lot to do with cycles as well. As the world has cycles, it has the seasons. The spring, summer, fall, and winter. And the bee lives off of those cycles. It doesn't do a whole lot in the winter. There's not a lot of nectar out there, and it's not very warm. So they're going to kind of stay inside and, eat the honey that they made and things like that. But then in the summer, they're very active. They're out there. They're all working together. They're talking to each other. Ants, and my dog is talking, ants are able to talk to each other through smells. But bees actually do a little dance to talk and communicate. So it has a whole nother level of communication with a bee. And bees can sting if they need to protect themselves. But they also produce, one of the most wonderful, rich, beautiful things, which is honey. So they're a real dichotomy in our lives. So as things hurt, as things come to an end, as things change, as we come to the end of the cycle, we move now into the time of winter, from summer, the darkness. As we go through all of that transition, we know that the honey's there, and so the bee is there to tell us. And so this week, you will have an opportunity to begin that cycle change. Certainly we're going into fall and all the things that are involved with that, and then the holidays are coming up, and things are going to be different than they ever were before. And so this week you might be faced with some of those differences, like how are you going to decide when you're going to go visit family? Are you going to, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Are you going to deal with the family and all come together for Thanksgiving? You're gonna all wear masks at the Thanksgiving table? Or are you gonna trust that everybody's been not around anyone, which I don't know if you could do. So you have to look at, is it healthy for your parents to see you, or is it okay? And so all of these decisions are going to be being made, all these hard things in life right now. So the times, the seasons, the changes, the circumstances are hard. And I think that maybe in your path, you'll be facing some of these things this week. Some of these changes, these growth, and this movement forward in life. And as you do that, the obstacles that you'll run into, this Ace of Wands, is maybe, you know, some things that you think you wish were there. That's what I'm thinking. He's in town, he's in the city, but he wishes he was in the country. You know, you wish that you were being offered the Ace of Wands, but you're not. And so the obstacles could be kind of a sense of pessimism creeping into your life. And for me, lilies mean two things. Lilies mean, well, it's really one thing. It's because it's Easter, which is the resurrection. So it's death and resurrection. And when my sister died, every single bouquet had lilies in it. And so the house smelled like lilies. So I can't stand lilies. I don't want lilies in a bouquet. I don't want them in my house. I don't want them in the church. I don't want to smell a lily. And, you know, that's just the way life goes. And so this spider is trying to get as far away from those lilies as he can. And he's kind of putting himself into a little artificial bubble of reality. But the reality is, he's in downtown New York City. He's trying to catch fireflies for some reason. Which, he's caught a firefly. And fireflies are so beautiful. And they have so much strong, beautiful light. So he's catching the light. The little bit of light there is, he's catching. So I think your obstacle this week is going to be pessimism. That's what I'm feeling a sense of pessimism. So there's going to be a lot of things you're facing this week that have to do with the change of the season, the change of life, the change of the world as we know it. November 1st through 7th is the election. So in the US, so a change of hands possibly. And during all of that change, it's going to be a real tendency to have a feeling of pessimism that what you've really needed or wanted just isn't there for you. So fire signs, let's take a look at the tarot that goes along with these cards. So the World. So this is the typical tarot cards. Any of the cards that I have here, you can find listed below in the description. So please subscribe to my channel if these readings resonate with you. And also hit the thumbs up, like, so that I can get lots of likes. And I'm at 47 subscriptions. If I can get 2 more, I'll be at 50. So that would be kind of cool. All right. So let's take a look at the World. Is the 8 of Cups. Yeah, definitely a change. Walking away from something. Temperance. So that's beautiful energy. That's kind of like this Lovers. And the 9 of Wands. Okay, and then let's pull some cards for the Ace of Wands. Let's see what we have for the Ace of Wands energy. Three of Cups. Ace of Wands. World. Oh my goodness. So I've got the Ace of Wands and World again. So these are definitely cards for you for this week. And underneath is the 3 of Swords. Heartache. So the Lovers and the Heartache card are together. You know, you have to go through the pain of a breakup in order to find new love in your life. And it happens. But the new love could be that soulmate, the lobster that you're supposed to be with. So when we look at the world, you know, we're talking about these changes, these conflicts, these decisions. You may have to be alone these holidays. You know, kind of looking at those things. But, you know, having patience, having temperance. Maybe I was even just all of a sudden thought of like not drinking too much. Like being temperate in all things. So maybe walking away from excess and walking into a state of temperance will help you to fight those battles that you need to face this week. So no matter what happens, you know, a walk away from excess, you know, too much drinking, too much pot, too much worrying, just anything in life, just walk away from that excess, walk into the state of temperance, patience, balance, and harmony in your life. And also seek the advice of the angels that come to you. You can see, you know, on your path, the glowing light, knowing that you're on the right path for the light, and the angels are guiding you. As the angels guide you, you will be able to fight these battles. Some of you, the battle will be a heartbreak, you know, maybe the loss of a loved one. At this time, there's a lot of people that pass away during the holidays, unfortunately. It may be a loss of a job or a friend or a lover, some kind of loss in your life, that as you deal with that loss and as you move on, you will really find this beautiful energy. Again, the angel there to guide you into this love. It may also have to do with your physical health somehow being affected, and some loss around that physical health, and then finding a better solution this week. So the conflict, the obstacle that we're facing is going to have to do with connection and a communication with others. This can also imply like a third party. Third parties in relationships can be anything that gets in the way. So it might be another person, it might be alcohol, it might be codependency, it may be you know, spiritual entities, anything that's getting in the way. And in this particular picture, there's this pumpkin down here. So it may be at the time of, you might even be struggling about the holidays, as I was talking about, you know, what you're going to do, how you should do it, what's going to happen. I mean, I can't really buy a ticket to go see my parents yet because I don't know. They might shut the whole state down and not let anyone fly out at this time. And then to find such a expensive ticket, you know, will be kind of hard. Like if it was a cheap ticket and then you changed it, it's one thing. But if it's an expensive ticket and then you change it, it can be a lot more difficult. And then the Ace of Wands again. And this time, you know, the Ace of Wands is maybe bringing out more that whoosh of, you know, happiness, excitement, the thing that you're really hoping for. And so again, you might be having an obstacle of not seeing that clearly, not knowing exactly what that is. On the other hand, it is there. I mean, it's here twice in the reading. This Ace of Wands is here for you. This this new infusion of passion into your life is here in a profound way, and it has to do with this this change and this growth. And in this world card, there's the four. There's the man, the eagle, the lion, and the bull. And the thing about these four elements, these you could look at it as the four elements, you know, air, water, earth, and fire. You could look at it as the 4 elements. You could look at it as the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. You could look at it as the 4 seasons, you know, spring, summer, fall, and winter. You could also, you know, it's the changing of the seasons, it's the changing of the times. It's the moving through the cycles. You know, death is as much a part of life as life is a part of death, and they come together. And the beautiful thing is that we are from Source and we return to Source. And our time here on Earth is supposed to be fun. But the other thing that I always think of when I see these 4 things is all the times it talks in Revelation about, I think it's, you know, God has a throne, or he has a chariot that has these 4 creatures. There's also a creature there that has these 4 heads. So it has a very biblical connection. You know, the people of the Bible, a lot of things are misunderstood or misinterpreted, but those basic concepts of the changing of the seasons and of life is there. It's there for all of us. And you know, maybe because this is a real time of change right now. Things are changing. The world is changing. And part of the world changing, fire signs, is everything coming into balance, and you know, everyone not being so individualized in separate camps. I mean, right now what we see is, you know, there's in the US, you know, there's the Democrats and the Republicans, and I mean in other countries there's different lines that are drawn. Or we could have the Christians, the Muslims, and the New Age people, and all of the other religions. But part of this age of Aquarius, which is comes in especially in December, you know, part of that age of Aquarius is this changing of the world, the uniting of the planet, and the raising of the vibration. Okay, so thank you so much for coming to the reading today. We will. I want to end with a card. We will go on to the extended. In the extended, there will be a card for each of the air signs pulled, and they are these different the wild, unknown archetypes, and so they kind of come from people's dreams. They're the basic archetypes of the world, the things that we can look at as kind of an entity energy that's coming to you. And so I'll do Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, and each one, you know, card for each one of those, and kind of an overall energy, an overall reading, and then some tarot to clarify that. So I'd like to end with this card from the Abraham Hicks deck. By visualizing my desired outcome, the perfect action is always inspired. So this is becoming one of my favorite cards, and partly why I like it is those white roses and the beautiful full moon. I love the moon, and the energies of the moon is becoming more and more an important thing. And one of the best things about the moon and the energies of the moon is just the, you know, the changing of, you know, we're talking about the changing of the seasons. Well, this is even more, you know, full to new. And so every full moon or new moon, I do a live over on Facebook, and so the link is below for that, and so you can like the Facebook page, Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. And you can come to the live. The live on the 31st, which you might be watching this before then, is going to especially spend some time looking at the veil between our ancestors and us, and the messages that they want to share with us, because this is the time when the veil is very thin. So you'll find a lot of readers are really emphasizing the ancestors right now, and it's just happening because they're all like knocking on our doors saying, we want to tell you something. So recently my sister came to me. She had passed away back in 93, and she has been coming in trying to give some of the messages at this time, and some beautiful encouragement. So by visualizing my desired outcome, and our desired outcome is that beautiful place of harmony and love, happiness and joy. The perfect action is inspired, so we'll know what to do. You know, we're trying to decide what to do, you know, where to go, how to turn, maybe this holiday season, around these times. We'll know what to do with our lives. We'll be guided and directed as we have our intention set. So as your desire to feel good leads you to thoughts that feel good, the perfect action will be inspired from that alignment. And that inspired action is always joyful. So the action in the end that you feel the most good about and you're most aligned with will bring the most joy. And so, you know, especially at this time, there are a lot of people telling us where our joy is going to come from. But we only really know where that joy is. And so listen to your heart and follow your heart at this time. Okay, so come on over to the extended and we'll look at each one of the signs individually. The link is below for the Vimeo.